On to the next panel discussion, but prior to that, just two announcements, two updates rather. In the best interest of time, we couldn't take questions, but if you have questions for our panelists, please feel free to connect with them offline, and they'll be very happy to take your questions. And if I may also request everybody to please keep their mobile phones in silent mode, because we don't want to distract any of our speakers over here. So if I may request all of you to please kindly keep your mobile phones in silent mode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be introducing the next topic for the panel discussion. This is about the second panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen. This is about Pune commercial and industrial realty opportunities. I'll repeat the topic for the panel discussion number 2. This is about Pune commercial and industrial realty opportunities. I'll be first introducing our honorable moderator, and then I'll be introducing our honorable speakers in alphabetical order. And then I'll be requesting all of them to please kindly join me on stage together. Ladies and gentlemen, this session is going to be chaired by Anuj Dhody, Executive Director, City Head Pune, Head Advisory and Transaction Services Pune, CBRE. Mr. Anuj has over 18 years experience in fields such as telecommunication and real estate, with an extensive experience in executing strategic space acquisition plans for leading corporates. Anuj heads Advisory and Transaction Services team in Pune and is also the regional A&T head for Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh as well. His role encompasses corporate and office leasing, lease renegotiation, acquisition and business development for companies, setting up facilities in Pune and the rest of Maharashtra, and also overlooking the retail and industrial business PLN. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our honorable moderator. We'll be quickly talking about our speakers now for the second panel discussion. We have with us today Gerald Manoharan, who's the partner at JSA. Gerald has over 23 years of experience as a corporate commercial lawyer and works with clients on matters covering entity setup, structuring and compliances, land aggregation, title due diligence of lands, and issuance of title opinions, joint development projects, construction and infrastructure contracts, build-to-suit agreements, leasing contracts for commercial, hospitality, recreational and warehousing spaces, and sale transactions, including acquisition and, of course, funding for the same. We also have with us today Meenakshi Jhamtani, who is the Executive Director at Jhamtani Sales and Service Private Limited. Meenakshi Jhamtani has been a crucial part of the sales, marketing, finance and human resource verticals of Jhamtani Sales and Service Private Limited. Under her leadership, the company has shown tremendous professional growth and is known to be a process-driven organization. We also have with us today Prasad Lahane, who is the Vice President Sales and Marketing, Khed City. Prasad ji is a dynamic leader and seasoned professional with over 2 decades of experience in industrial development. Ladies and gentlemen, under his leadership, Khed City has successfully attracted over 70 multinational and national companies, and his efforts have facilitated investments exceeding 4,500 crores and generated employment opportunities for approximately 8,000 individuals. Tremendous stuff indeed. We also have with us today Salai Kumaran, CEO, IndiaLand Group. Salai Kumaran ji brings a wealth of experience in the real estate and construction sectors. His leadership is characterized by a focus on strategic growth and sustainability, allowing the company to thrive in a competitive market. His vision has been pivotal in steering the IndiaLand Group towards new opportunities and ensuring its continued success. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll request all of you to give it up for our next set of panelists. And if I may please request this area to be a little clear, because we want our speakers to come in. Can we please clear this area a little bit? And I'll request all our honorable speakers to please join me on stage. Everybody give them a big round of applause, please. Everybody, Pune, show some love, show some spirit. Let's have our speakers for the next panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about Investors Delight, Pune Commercial and Industrial Realty Opportunities. Our speakers are here. I request all of them to please take their seats. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I request all of you to please kindly keep your mobile phones in silent mode. And I'll request everybody to please be seated inside the auditorium so that we can move forward with the second panel discussion. And on that note, I leave it up to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction and a very warm, welcome. And a good afternoon to the wonderful audience that we have with us in the room today. I'd really like to take a minute to get the audience to get a little quiet so that the panel discussions can be encouraging. And for those who are actually a little committed and they feel they want to step out, that will also really help. Great. With that, I think we've got the attention. And, once again, I'd like to welcome my wonderful panel members. I thought we'll start with a brief introduction, but, our co-host has done such a wonderful job that I will skip that section right now. And I represent CBRE, and I think the firm broadly needs no introduction. We are one of the largest real estate consultancy groups in the world, headquartered out of the US and offices worldwide. We have got various services within our business line, whether it's the transaction management group, project management, property management, or consulting, capital markets, private equity. So with this bunch of services that we have, I think we have a great exposure to what the client really needs, what's the pulse, how's the various sectors that are growing, and especially commercial and industrial, which is the subject that we have. So as an opening, I think it's only fair that we start with a slightly easygoing open question. We feel very buoyant as CBRE on the outlook for both sectors and Pune as a city. And I just wanted to start with some house views and try and understand. Maybe we've just come off Women's Day, and it's only fair that I start with this wonderful lady who's with us on the panel today. Meenakshi, maybe you want to start with an opening line of what you think as the outlook?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Anuj. That's so kind of you. That post 8th March also Women's Day is being celebrated. It's really nice. And what better topic than Pune, I would say. For me, I think we are at the right place at the right time. Consecutively, for the last 2 years, Pune has been the highest selling city in India. And it's mostly due to the affordability that is here. But then being the educational and the cultural capital of Maharashtra, I think Pune has a lot of scope for global population to come in, and being the IT, expanding IT hub that Pune is now. So I think overall, the view that you have, that you are very happy and contented about Pune's growth, so are we. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Salai, would you like to come in now and come next and give us a view? I know you're based out of Chennai, but have a lot of investments here in Pune, which keeps you constantly in touch with the market. So,
see, I'm basically from Chennai. Last 9 years I've been in Pune and watching working in Pune, taking care of all the operations of IndiaLand Group. We have operations in Coimbatore, Chennai, Mumbai, and Pune. So I always compare between Chennai, Pune, and Coimbatore. The vibrancy we have in Pune is completely much better than many other cities. And the climatic conditions, the schools, colleges, and high-level institutions which are operating here. And large number of engineering graduates, arts and science graduates who are coming out of colleges. More than 80,000 engineering and more than 1 lakh of arts and science people, and also the attraction it takes from the cities surrounding the Pune. So that's what is triggering the growth. But Pune, naturally, as Chennai, it started as an automotive growth center, and post 2000, the IT started developing, starting from Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. It expanded into other cities, but Pune picked up very well. Particularly the east side, the IT development is tremendous actually. In Hinjawadi, I came to Pune when I was working as general manager in Tidal Park, Chennai, which was one of the first IT parks to start in India actually. It's about 1.1 million square feet in 2020, which is much bigger size at that point in time. When I came here, that is the time I visited Magarpatta. The first building was up in Magarpatta. And Hinjawadi was about to start. So just now one building was there in Hinjawadi. So over 23 years, if you imagine the scene I saw that year and what is there now, actually I'm not able to compare the place at all. So that's the tremendous development which has taken place in Pune over years. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for those opening remarks, Salai. And, I think, Prasad, I'd like to bring you in here. And on the industrial sector, which is one of the key topics that we're going to be discussing today. Khed city. I mean, no one better than you to give us a view on Pune and your outlook in terms of manufacturing in the industrial sector.
Yeah, so first, good evening to everyone, and let me admit I'm a Puneri boy. Okay, so for birth certificate sake, I am born in Nasik, but brought up, since then in Pune. So I have over 2 decades of experience, professional experience, being Pune always as a base. So I travel across pan India, but Pune was always a base where I used to operate, or I'm operating from. So I have seen over these 2 decades, Pune has grown exponentially. Like earlier, old days, Pune was known as a auto city or Detroit of East, we call it. But it was known, it had its identity as an auto city, being all the industrial development corporations around the north side of Pune. But now no more that tag is there, because IT is there in Pune. Most of the FMCG, e-commerce, food processing industries are there in Pune. So the question remains, why this exponential development has happened? Because a lot of features Pune city carries along with it, being its cultural capital. There is a tremendous opportunity in terms of various sectorial industrial growth segments. Real estate is growing like anything, because that's the backbone of whatever the city left and right growing. So real estate has to be there. And having said so, Pune believes it still doesn't have a metro status. Okay, so it has everything, and it still wants further to have into its kitty. Like we always say, Pune is spreading like an amoeba. Across all direction it is growing. So yes, still it has a tremendous potential. And since I am coming from the industrial background, so my topic would be why industries are preferring Pune as a preferred destination. Because of the conducive environment, the infrastructure, yes, is still a very good infrastructure. I would say the traffic management is still okay. And having all those infrastructure projects going on, the future of Pune city is definitely good. And lot of industrial investments are coming. And if we are inviting the industries, we are inviting, or we are generating employment, right? And we are generating employment means we are bringing families in the city. And if families are coming, you can imagine the need of the real estate or the residential or the commercial properties. So that's how Pune is placed, and is a long way to go. I believe it just started, and the future is very, very promising.
Thank you so much. Gerald, anything before I get to the next section? Do you want to add any view from your side on this?
See, I bring a little bit of a relative context here, because I am from Bangalore, and I have worked with developers in Pune when Panchsheel was setting up their very first, commercial development with IDO. We were part of that transaction. So I have seen Pune evolve. But one important element which I see about Pune, which is very similar to Bangalore, and why that is a great catalyst for growth, is the cosmopolitan nature of the city. Because thanks to the educational institutions, you had people from all over the country coming here and studying. So that flavor was always there in the city, very similar to that of Bangalore. And therefore, what you're beginning to see is that the acceptability of the city from people from across the country is very high. Pune may have its problems, Bangalore may have its problems, but when you look at the flavor of both these cities, people are willing to say, this is still okay. We still have a life here. We have a quality of interaction here. We can grow old with community here. Now, that is really what is the importance that we see when you're looking at real estate developments also. And someone else also, I think Mr. Goyal mentioned, Ashish mentioned in the very first session that you need to have communities and societies where you can grow older. And I think that these cities have got, and Chennai has also caught up phenomenally well. Chennai did not have for a long time the cosmopolitan flavor, but now when I go to Chennai, you actually see a lot of it. So which is nice. So India is becoming like a large, integrated kind of a country, which is very positive.
Thank you. That's a very good macro view that you've opened with. And I think you briefly touched upon talent, which coincidentally happens to be the second question that I had on my mind for, the panel members. Prasad also, spoke about Pune being coined as the Detroit of the East, but it's also called the Oxford of the East, right? So Meenakshi, the question is really leading to you, and I wanted to get your opinion on. Fundamentally, I think Pune boasts of great talent, and we feel that talent happens to be a big backbone to a flourishing sector, whether it's commercial or it's industrial. What are your thoughts on the talent landscape, and is that really one of the key drivers for Pune?
Yeah, so I would agree to that. As rightly said, that Pune is the Oxford of East. So it's obviously attracting a lot of students and their families to come and stay in Pune, to select Pune as an option for their living as well as for investment. Looking at the student perspective, I think we should also consider that the demand for co-living spaces and the demand for student housing is increasing in Pune now. And due to the cosmopolitan culture that Pune offers, a lot of entertainment zones, a lot of malls are coming up. So it's a great investment opportunity to be in Pune. And also, I would like to highlight that compared to other cities, I think Pune is great for senior living also, since we have a lot of good destinations, just very accessible from Pune, for example, Lonavala and Kathraj and Talegaon. So we have seen a lot of senior living also happening in Pune. So from the talent perspective, from people perspective, yes, it's a city, it's a livable city, as well as it is very good for investment. So, yeah.
Thank you. Gerald, coming back to you, because you can give us another great opinion on talent. Is there comparables that you draw with Bangalore and Pune when you see it? Is there any other influence in India that you want to make when we speak about talent? That's the foundation for growth.
So I was part of the policy with the Department of Science and Technology when the startup policy was first drafted around 2016, 2017. And NASSCOM obviously was there, and they were looking at pitching in different places. And two other cities which really became very prominent at that point of time were Bangalore and Pune. Because of the availability of highly qualified and skilled young people, and the ability for companies to come and set up shop in these two cities. Governments have also enabled, through their different IT policies, the setting up of these companies. But in terms of the talent which we are able to see, it is comparable in both spaces. Just one addition which I want to make from a Bangalore point of view is because, see, now what you're beginning to see in Bangalore typically is that it is becoming more innovation, semiconductor, AI kind of focused, and the government is trying to move GCCs and support companies into other cities. I don't know how successful they will be in doing that, but I think Pune continues to attract a multiple amount of talent. So every company that I work with in Bangalore is very keen to move to Pune. And now, of course, Hyderabad is also becoming extremely hot because of their fabulous infrastructure. I think what needs to be done so far as Pune, I'm touching upon the infra piece here, is that Pune and Bangalore have to really work on their core infra to make life easy for people who live here.
You're right. I think that's a very, very important section, and I don't think I would have completed, this panel discussion without infrastructure. But I'll get to that in a bit, because that can be quite a topic for us to discuss. Another view that I've always carried, and like Prasad, I have roots to Pune for many years. I've been here since '89. I think Maharashtra has been extremely blessed to have Mumbai and Pune as a twin engine. And I think, with two big cities, and if I'm not getting it wrong, I don't think there is another state, even Karnataka for that matter, can look outside of Bangalore and talk about another city that can actually go, shoulder to shoulder with the big city. So that really, I think, puts Pune and Maharashtra as a state in a state of advantage. But I'm not sure whether the state has totally taken, a good step forward in that direction. That's what I'm trying to unearth with these panel members. Pune, Mumbai, Twin City, getting merged at the hip, something that they've been talking for decades. I somehow get a feeling the reality is around the corner. It's really getting right there with the Navi Mumbai airport that the panel spoke about prior to this. What's your view, Prasad, and what does it do to the manufacturing sector? I see a lot of growth in Chakan. Is that got to do with Mumbai? Over to you.
Yeah, Pune always, played its vital role as far as GDP contribution of the state. It's the second largest city of state Maharashtra. So it has played its role and it is playing. And of course, somehow, it got overshadowed because of the growth of the Mumbai city. But now I think government is also taking cognizance of all those, development. And rightly, they are developing Mumbai 3 now. So Pune will remain as a Pune. So I don't think so any other city can take over Pune. And Pune will develop on its own for the simple reason because of the industrial belt in Pune is vast, right? As you rightly said, there are already multiple industrial zones within the city. Now city, if I'm saying city, like 40, 50 kilometers is hardly anything. Like, you cannot call it as an outskirt because earlier it used to be called as a, Chakan was outskirt of Pune city, people used to call, but now it is an integral part of the city and Pune is spreading further. So because of the economy improvement or industrial ecosystem that is increasing, so Pune will definitely grow on its own. Government is also taking lot of steps in terms of now yesterday's budget. Also, there were a couple of announcements that there will be a new industrial policy. So that industrial policy will also put forward to the industries to expand, get more and more investment. And now we at our project Khed city is also very close to Chakan. So we are hardly 15 to 20 kilometers ahead of Chakan, and it's one of the organized industrial setup. Trust me, because everyone, all industries, multinational, they prefer industrial zones driven by the government. And we are also one of its kind. We are a JV project, a joint venture between MIDC and Kalyani Group. So already it's a synergy between a government and an industrial powerhouse, which is backed up by the Kalyani Group with its legacy, like they are in the business since 1960 and onwards. So there is a scope, and as I mentioned, that government is also taking right steps in terms of creating infrastructure, in terms of creating all the basic infrastructure that will boost the industrial development. And as industrial development increases, definitely city and the state also grows.
I agree. I agree. The industrial development in Pune and the clients that are there from the manufacturing domain, whether it's Volkswagen or Daimler Chrysler, we've seen a lot of such names that have also connected towards ITES with R&D as a captive, right? Which is why I totally agree with you, Prasad. Salai, would you like to come in again, trying to understand about Mumbai, Pune, Twin City, any advantages, synergies that you think there are?
Pune industrial, out of the Pune's GDP, 50% comes from industrial. And even the FDI which is coming into Pune, 50% of the total FDI coming into Pune of 53,000 crores, 50% comes to industrial. And we see on day-to-day basis, because we are running an industrial park, we see on day-to-day basis the tremendous amount of demand which is coming in now, which sometimes we are not able to meet also. So the big constraint is in terms of the rental yield of these properties, as well as the comparative land price which is going up every day actually. So this naturally pushes the industries to the area where the land price becomes cheaper, and our return matches with with the rental yield which is expected by the industries. So ultimately, everything boils down to the investors' requirement, what kind of cap rate will be able to make. So this naturally, in any city pushes the industries away from the main places, and this leads to gradual development of all surrounding area. That's what is happening in Pune also. Now, Chakan 6 years before was very viable industrial place. Now it is being pushed, it's already pushed to Talegaon, and it goes out of Talegaon, and there are many other peripheral places which are getting importance as an industrial center. But ultimately, as a developer, we have the responsibility of ensuring that we are providing the right place for them at right price, so that the overall 360-degree development takes place. See, industrial development is not going to be restricted to industrial only. The peripheral services will also develop. And in IT, we see the demand in Hinjawadi side is mainly triggered by the back office of industries. There are many companies like Atlas Capco and Forvia and these companies. So many companies which previously we had the practice of keeping all the white collar job also in the factories, but today it is not the case. They don't want to sit in an industrial place and work where the support social infrastructure is not fully available. So they wanted to come into an IT park. So industrial development triggers the IT development and triggers the residential development. So this cycle, so this is how it happens, and this leads to gradual development of the city. The periphery will extend definitely, so that's how it happens.
Holistic development. Makes sense. I think you make a great point. Industrialization creates jobs, both on the blue collar, white collar, and with that, demand for residential, social fabric, and the whole ecosystem. So thank you. Thanks for that. Connecting from the Twin City, we cannot not talk about Navi Mumbai Airport. A little more today, right? I think it's going operational in May in some parts and will be fully operational maybe by August this year. That's the government's notification, and maybe international flights by next year. Navi Mumbai Airport to Pune is realistically just about 2 hours away. So, Gerald, I'd like to really bring you in. And do you really see the impact of the Navi Mumbai Airport to Pune and the synergies that these cities will drive, it being on this side of, where the whole map really sits geographically?
It's a very interesting question, Anuj, because in India, there is a little bit of airport politics that works.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're seeing that now in Karnataka with the Bangalore airport. Tamil Nadu government wants to have an airport close to Hosur. Okay, here we are having, the Navi Mumbai airport, which is in discussion. Of course, it's already implemented here. What we are beginning to see with air connectivity and aviation, and given the role that India is going to play in the aviation as a market, I think that is going to open tremendous doors overall for the industry. Parallel industries, parallel employment, parallel services. In terms of accessibility from Pune to Navi Mumbai, and for that becoming a kind of a traffic zone, okay, you will find a lot of hinterland development which will happen, right? So you're looking at almost 143, 150 kilometer stretch, of that entire traffic way getting developed in some format. So there is going to be a lot of action, definitely that's going to happen there. Some kinds of urbanization, semi-urbanization from a real estate point of view. Okay, there is absolutely no doubt, because I think even in the previous discussion, when an airport is set up, I think for some reason in India, right, airports, demarcate and redemarcate urban boundaries very often across the country. So whether it is going to help with mobility or no, that may be a second aspect before people get used to the distance. But the establishment of such a large infrastructure in that area and providing the access to that particular infrastructure is going to make a huge change in that entire belt, is what I feel.
Thanks, Gerald. At CBRE, again, we're constantly hosting different clients, existing, most times new clients who are coming into the city for the first time. And I can't, fail to agree more with the panel members, the importance of a good airport connectivity, something that Pune historically lacked. I think the domestic airport at Nagar has seen, in the city center, some expansion, realistically putting Pune, in a good phase outside to the world. But the Navi Mumbai airport just gives it the additional impetus. When I compare this, and people are going to take 2 hours or more driving to locations from the airport that Bangalore boasts of, realistically, that's really the drive time. The kilometers may be more that we're going to take from Pune to Navi Mumbai. So I can't fail but to agree that Pune is in for a good time. It's seen a good run for the last 10 years and only going to grow further. Meenakshi, your views with the Navi Mumbai airport, anything that you see at your group in terms of investments that you're making? Is it towards the Western Corridor? Anything that's going to happen?
Yeah, so I think Navi Mumbai Airport is a boon for both the cities, Pune as well as Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. And obviously, it will be easier for, Pune people to travel to Navi Mumbai compared to the Mumbai airport that there is. But then we also are seeing both the cities expanding, like an amoeba he mentioned. So there will, in the future, maybe there will be no Pune as such or Mumbai as such. There will be a zone between Mumbai and Pune, which we are seeing developing now. So definitely there are some pros and cons to this. Definitely Pune needs its own airport also. Cannot be dependent completely on Navi Mumbai. But then if Pune focuses on its growth as it is, this impact of businesses being drawn towards Navi Mumbai compared to Pune, or not choosing Pune over Navi Mumbai because of the airport, they will be taken care of, So I think, yeah, and about your view on investments happening in the Western Corridor, everybody I think is looking forward towards Western Corridor. The last panel also mentioned that we would want to invest near Gahunje and ahead. Because both the cities are expanding, there is a lot of land available and there are a lot of opportunities. And when the city lines get thinner, so it's better, to, even we as a group are very bullish on the western side of Pune compared to East today. East gives us a lot of profits, but West gives us a lot of velocity in terms of sales, and the demand in the Western market is good. So yeah, we would also want to invest on the west side.
Very interesting.
Pune.
Very interesting perspective. I think from a key infrastructure initiative as well, the government, I think way back in the Bajpayee government, planned out the expressway between Mumbai and Pune, and there was a missing link road that always needed to be fixed. And that's really what it's coined, that's what it's called. That's also coincidentally going operational this June, July. I think that entire hilly terrain that is also not safe or adds to the traffic woes and doesn't really appeal like an expressway all of a sudden is going to be fixed, which should also take care of a lot of important aspects that you brought out, Meenakshi. Prasad, I have a quick question for you related to this, right? Meenakshi said that that's going to be a boon. You really think it's a boon or a bane? I have a few colleagues from Navi Mumbai telling me the moment this happens, Navi Mumbai is going to explode and job market is going to move and stay within Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. And therefore your Khed city is going to be pretty much barren and empty. What's your view?
No, definitely. It will be a boon for Mumbai, undoubtedly, right? But for Pune, I look at Navi Mumbai Airport as a short-term, arrangement. Because yes, Pune needs airport, undoubtedly, no doubt. But this Navi Mumbai Airport will take care of the western and the north side of, that regional part. Now, what our Honorable CM, I remember in 2014 when he took his oath as a first, term, that time he said, if airport will happen, it will happen in my term. So that time he has that vision of having airport at Purandar. Somehow 5 years, a lot of things, happened and we could see that it could not materialize. But this time I think there is a big push to, impose that airport. I'm saying impose as a positive word because that airport, if it comes, it will take care of primarily the central part of Pune, let's say the PMC portion, because Pune also has two parts, PMC and PCMC. So this new airport at Purandar could help to take care of PMC and the southern part of, that region. Let's say there are other industrial zones like Shirwal, Khandala, Pargav, then there will be Karad, Satara MIDC, Kolhapur MIDC. So I see that airport as a long-term, 50 years, 60 years down the line. But your question, coming back to your question, Navi Mumbai, it will be a boon for Mumbai. And to some extent, for next 10 years, definitely it will also help Pune. And by that time, we'll sell all the lands in Khed city because yes, that will also help our investors. Because a lot of multinationals, they are appreciating the progress of the Navi Mumbai airport and they are willing to relocate at Pune, being close to the other IDCs. So it will help.
Excellent. We spoke about the twin city. We've also, directly, indirectly touched upon IT and manufacturing. Pune also happens to be blessed being a twin sector, right? We saw this being a Detroit of the East with industrialization coming 1960s, 1950s. We had Hindustan Antibiotics, a big initiative on the pharma sector, the Bajaj Group, followed by Telco with Tata Motors, erstwhile. Salai, what are your views? How is Pune different? And Chennai happens to be very similar. Again, IT, manufacturing, right? Not a lot of states can talk about two big sectors that stand in its own stead and do very well for a state and have big clientele and big investments that are drawing towards the state.
Yeah. See, if you see the Pune, the balance between industry and IT, it's really quite good actually. Almost 47% of total GDP comes in industry and 44% in IT, and balance goes in the remaining service sector. So this, how it has evolved in a very short time, maybe in the last 15 years it has evolved. No, previous to that, we can say the industry would have dominated with more than 70% the potential. But when the value chain moves from industry to IT, but in terms of growth, not in terms of any reduction in the production potentials, that naturally brings up the demand for the quality spaces, the residential, the social support services, and all that. As you said, no, this compares with Chennai also. Chennai being fortunate to start the IT development in early stages, but because of the developers in Chennai are not as vibrant as the people in Pune. Pune actually, I have the comparison because of my presence in Coimbatore, Chennai, Bangalore, and Mumbai, and in Pune also. Pune developers I see are more vibrant and more, large, broad-minded than what is there in other side. So though Chennai started in 2000 itself for development of IT and gradual upgradation value chain from manufacturing to IT. Pune started late, but it really grown fast to manage this balance. So this is a good thing for the industry. You have the opportunities for all the people in the value chain, from bottom to top in industries as well as in IT. So that is what is required in any city which is developing up.
Great, great. The government plays a key role, Gerald, for any growth, right? For the state, they are someone who's right up there in front. Do you think the state of Maharashtra has actually gone and projected itself with support of the government? When we sit, look at the newspapers, look at articles, somehow we see this Hyderabad story. We get to hear that the Hyderabad government went and canvassed for orders in the Silicon Valley of the US. How do you see? Have you heard anything sitting in Bangalore with Karnataka government, the Hyderabad government? Have you seen Maharashtra really go out there and canvass?
See, I think what is amazing about the Maharashtra culture, and specifically with respect to Mumbai, the entrepreneurial atmosphere that prevailed in Mumbai, not now, maybe several decades, also because it was a very prominent presidency town, there was the DNA of Mumbai was very different. Okay, people explored, people looked for opportunities, they pushed their envelopes, and they were able to build economies of huge, structures and huge volumes. And thankfully, I think the business really drove a lot of the policy which the government had to catch up with. Okay, I agree with you,
That's a very
Anuj.
good point. Very, very good point.
I agree with you when you say that when Karnataka started doing some road shows, because we didn't have anything else, right? And Hyderabad started. Hyderabad, of course, under the leadership of Chandrababu Naidu, that was visionary leadership because he realized that the state wanted it. And Karnataka saw the similar leadership in S.M. Krishna. So both these guys around the same era kind of marketed their respective states. Otherwise, we would have been a very poor state, okay? But Maharashtra had a different DNA. The government caught up with that DNA to make a change. And that is why there is still a lot of buoyancy here. It's amazing. I mean, the Bombay culture and the Bombay discipline and the business has actually percolated to other parts of the state here. And that's fantastic.
Absolutely. Entrepreneur. And Meenakshi, as an entrepreneur, you need to come and back this story that Gerald's brought for us. What are your views on this front, and how do you see? Have you seen the state machinery really work for you? How does it work as a promoter developer?
So I have stayed in both the cities, Bangalore for a brief period, and Pune. I've been born and brought up in Pune. So the development in Bangalore, like I was in Bangalore in 2007, the metro had already started, and there were a lot of malls and other things happening in Bangalore, which was not in Pune. So obviously the commercial development that has happened in Bangalore still is to happen in Pune. But Pune has also caught up, and the government has played a good role in this. We have a good infrastructure thanks to the state and the central government. Pune Metro is it's started and it's shaping up. And I think Pune is also a part of the smart city mission. So a lot of things like waste management, the infrastructure development, and overall development of the city is being taken care by the government. And I would also say that when we compare any two cities or any two states, the ease of doing business is what is actually accounted. In Pune, I think a lot of policy clarity, a lot of transparency in Maharashtra is required for actually, the global investors to come in and have their hub here compared to Bangalore or maybe Hyderabad. Pune doesn't have that much of commercial development still, though the demand and supply both is increasing gradually. And I think there's a lot to go. Government obviously has to take a lot of initiatives. It's not that it's not taking, it is taking initiatives, but
we always expect more,
There is
right?
always scope for more, yeah.
Prasad, you as a large, developer would have experienced the government working in collaboration, some kind of a partnership model with you all. You want to throw some light that the audience could gain from on this aspect?
To be very honest, I am bullish on this government, okay, because 2014 they took over the charge, but as I mentioned, somehow they could not continue their vision, what they set for then. But now again, having, coming in the power second time, definitely they don't have a scope but to perform. It's the clear mandate given by the people of Maharashtra. So as I mentioned, they are, playing their cards well. The recent announcement of industrial policy will definitely will be a game changer, I believe, because what happened nowadays, there is a competition between the states. So gone are those days like Gujarat and Maharashtra used to compete with each other. No, now there is UP, there is Telangana, Hyderabad. Different states are competing. So Maharashtra having one of the major contributor, they will also play their steps. They will take their steps. And as I mentioned, government is rightly doing all the necessary things which are requirement for the state development, having metro lines in place, different elevated corridors announcement, airports announcements. So these are few of the basic or the required things nowadays, which they are completing. And yes, I think according to me, they are performing what they are supposed to perform for.
Nice. I think the general theme that I've been able to get over the last half an hour that we've been speaking is for a positive outlook for investors on either of the sectors and overall in the scheme of Pune, right? Another, view as we end is on the quality of real estate. At CBRE, we've increasingly seen, the quality of real estate in India largely, and that at Pune, has really gone up. We've been marketing and leasing commercial real estate or residential for a very long time. They bring in sustainability, ESG. Do you think the investors today are getting more value for money? The cost goes up. That's the conversation the panel before us anyways had. But is the quality also going up, and that's why the cost is? Meenakshi?
So yeah, I think yes, the real estate trends are changing in Pune as much as it is happening in any other city in India. Talking about latest trends like sustainability, we are building green buildings and we are doing a lot towards sustainable constructions. Obviously, it has an environmental impact, but it also reduces the post-operating costs. So that's one plus point. Talking about wellness, the earlier panel also spoke about, having a balance between the amenities, having green spaces in the project, within the project itself. So obviously it caters to the lifestyle, and we also are talking about integration like residential, commercial, and we have other developments happening in the same premise. So, and also the trend is technology, AI, smart homes. So all these things obviously add up to the cost. It also adds up to the quality of the project. But then when it comes to investors, it obviously fetches a little more
Better
rental
returns.
income. Yeah, and the occupancy rates are high, and the capital appreciation is better in such projects. And it actually gives a global standard to what we are making here. And I think it's a good point for investors to look at, and it's positioning Pune in a great way with increase in quality in construction. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very good perspective that you could add. Salai as well as Prasad, on the industrial, because you have huge amount of investments, are you seeing an upscale in terms of quality of what's planned and executed on the industrial warehousing or industrial parks? Maybe we can start with you, Salai, and then move to Prasad.
Yeah, sure. See, we have to go for continuous upgradation of the quality and introduction of new technology. So the problem in India is, any new technology you cannot do at a higher cost. You have to find a technology which optimizes the cost. So because costs go on increasing at the basic level, not just because we are improving the quality, even the basic costs are also increasing while prices remain stagnant for some time. So we have to find a technology which reduces the labor. The proportion of labor cost to the total cost is also gradually increasing now, from 20% to 30%. Now it is catching up to even 40% now. So we have to find a technology where you can reduce the cost by increasing the equipment usage and reducing the labor cost. See, even way back in 2008, I did the first biggest building in precast technology in Coimbatore. Almost 8 lakh square feet of space we did in complete precious precast technology at site. But the technology caught up very well in Pune as well as in Chennai and Coimbatore, but it has not spread to other places. Now there are so many other technologies like steel fabrication and hybrid system of precast technology with a normal industrial technology. These things can really reduce the labor, increase the cost, reduce the wastage, which reduce the labor, reduce the cost, and at the same time, the cost reduction is achieved by reducing the wastages. So we have to combine the technology with quality and cost, which will definitely succeed in giving the place at right price to the customers.
Thank you. Prasad, any innovation at Khed over the last 10 years you've seen different happening now?
Yes, definitely. Especially after the COVID period, there is a huge surge in terms of the overall investment, scenario. People earlier used to go for the rented facility. Now they are happily investing on the greenfield facility. Means they are looking, industrial destination as a long-term bet. So that's the reason now they are buying land over the rented facility. Although the rented facility has also upgraded in terms of the infrastructure offering what they are doing. But that's the biggest change I'm seeing. And in terms of Pune, yes, there is a lot of OEMs already, and now the recent entry of Hyundai Motors taking over that General Motors facility, again, that is acting as a magnet. And lot of investments from the South Korea is being observed in Pune, which will definitely help to the overall, development of that region. So that's a big change post-COVID, especially what we have observed.
Great. Our time's nearly is up, but I'll just end with, a question for you, Gerald, that you could give us a finishing note on. Social fabric, quality of life index, these are other aspects, the climate conditions, they're also spoken positively for Pune. Your thoughts on that front, and if there are any correlations to the overall, investor appetite and why Pune sees demand, and that's why the panel seems to be very positive?
So I think what is happening is that the real estate lift that is happening in Pune, given the cost structure of, or the pricing model that is being largely followed, is quite interesting. So from somebody I'm talking from a funder's point of view, right? Some institutional funding. An institutional funding agency wants to deploy his money into a secured asset, recover the money easiest and the fastest way, and also make a decent return. That market is in the residential side as well as in the commercial side is available in Pune. In other cities also, we are seeing a lot of this trend lines happening in Chennai, in Bangalore, in Hyderabad as well. But I think Pune still has a happy flavor to it. The old soul of Pune is still not destroyed. I think it's still a very nice, cosmopolitan, happy place to be in. And I think if developers still continue to retain that texture, I think it will be a fabulous city. Like the other day when I was talking to someone, they said that Pune and the surrounding areas can really become huge hubs for, elder living. The elder living world itself is a huge market in itself, hospitals, elder care, all the peripheral activities.
True.
But that is possible. That is definitely possible in and around Pune, and I hope it happens.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
I will invest.
I mean, I think that's a wrap from us overall. Just to sum it up, I think we spoke about very interesting, segments right across the last 40, 45 minutes. There was a common theme about Pune being extremely positive in terms of manpower as the foundation that we started with, talking about infrastructure, the connectivity to Mumbai, a lot from the government, the fabric and the soul, like Gerald just summarized with. All of this is auguring very well for our city, and I think the overall investor outlook, whether it's the commercial, it's industrial, the topic that was for us this afternoon, it seems extremely positive. And I'd like to thank everyone from the audience and also the panel members for participating and making this for everybody. Thanks again, the Realty Plus team.
Thank you so much, and please thank him and give all of them a big round of applause. They certainly deserve every bit of it. Like it is said, investors delight in the true sense of the term. That's what Pune is. That's what the future lies for Pune. I'll quickly call upon stage Mr. Rahul Bansal, co-founder from Propacity, to please kindly come up on stage and give away the token of appreciation to all our esteemed guests over here. Give it up for Rahul, everybody, please, once again. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick reminder and update as well. I'm sure you have many questions in your mind. Unfortunately, in the best interest of time, we're unable to take questions on stage. But please feel free to connect with them in the networking zone for all your questions. They'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you. And we'll do a nice group photo with all of you together as well. If I may please request all of you to come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment. The group photo आप लोग से please उम्मीद है जोर से तालियों की गूंज. Everybody, for all of them over here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much to all the speakers. Thank you.